And of course there's history there, and he's chided, and he sort of skulks out of the house and goes to work. And sometime during the day, his midbrain starts to talk to him, right? And his midbrain says, you know, Joe, she said don't drink, but that's not what she meant, right? What she meant was don't get drunk and screw things up again, right? She didn't mean don't drink. You know, and those family gatherings are really, really hard. And so he stops at the local watering hole on his way home, right? And we're there, we're all there, and we sit him down in a chair, and we hook him up to a polygraph machine, and we say, Joe, how many drinks are you going to have? And Joe says, I'm going to have one drink, and then I'm going to go home to see my daughter. Right? And he passes the polygraph because he's telling the truth. Right? How many of you know the end of the story? Right? Right? How many have been victims of the end of the story? It's midnight, and Joe's drunk. And Joe is not a sociopath. He's got a conscience, so he feels shame and grief and guilt and self-loathing. And he's done it again. And he doesn't know why. And he's absolutely baffled. And he's going to go home, and he's going to look into the eyes of his loved ones with a look that only addicts and alcoholics get to see in the eyes of the people they love. That look of, how could you? What's wrong with you? How could you do this to us? And the truth is he doesn't know. He doesn't know. And that is loss of control. And you can drink a lot, you can drink a little, you can smoke a little pot, you can shoot heroin for years. If you have that, you're chemically dependent. That's addiction. Right? That doesn't happen to normal drinkers. And people who experiment with drugs, that doesn't happen. Right? Some people develop a physical dependence and a withdrawal syndrome. It's not required. Okay? And then there's, you know, you get in trouble with the law, terrible stuff happens to you. If your brain is hardwired for addiction, it sets into motion cascades of problems that will continue to plague you in greater and greater severity. Okay? And like I say, this is intuitive stuff for the most part. And if you know an addict or an alcoholic, you've watched it all unfold. Okay? Any questions before I go on? All right. Here's the problem. We all stand back and look at this person and we say, well, we know what's wrong with you. You have a drug problem and an alcohol problem. And if you stop using drugs and alcohol, you'll be okay. Is that right? The world arrays itself around this person and says, stop drinking and using and you'll be fine. And you know what? That is the big lie. And addicts and alcoholics know better. It's absolutely